As a Lego investor, I genuinely think that I have one of the best businesses in the entire world. I get to deal with Lego sets all the time. I get to invest in something that I love and then watch the prices grow after retirement. And honestly, the return on investments are super strong. It is an amazing item to sell as an e-commerce business. Overall, there's a lot of really great things about being a Lego investor. But it is not all perfect. It is not always easy. It is not always without its challenges. And today I want to talk about what are some ways that we can stay motivated as Lego investors. Because again, we are running a business, and anybody who is running a business, whether it's a side business as you work another job or it is your full-time business, you know that being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, it does come with challenges. It does come with some uphill battles that you're going to have to fight. One of those things is motivation. So how can you actually deal with your own motivation when it comes to running your e-commerce business? Because there has been some times where I have felt some lack of motivation in my Lego investing business that has gotten in the way of my success and gotten in the way of my growth. So I'm going to share some thoughts about the different things that I do in my business and some stories about my life as a Lego investor and how I've been able to build motivation into my business to make sure that I'm keeping myself accountable and hitting my yearly goals. So with that, let's jump in. And I've got 9 major tips here for keeping motivated as a Lego investor. Now, the first one is to understand why you're doing this, right? It's to understand why you want to be a Lego investor. This honestly is something that a lot of people don't really think about a whole lot before they jump in. Maybe you're a fan of Lego and so you start to realize that Lego grows in value and the return on investments are amazing. And then you think, well, you know, I may as well do it because I'm already a fan of Lego. But it's possible that some people out there didn't really think through the fact that there is going to be some selling involved. There is going to be setting up accounts on eBay or Amazon. There is going to be fulfilling orders to customers. And so it is not just dealing with Lego. There's other things involved with running a successful e-commerce business. So in order to be able to be successful when it comes to actually running an e-com business, you got to think about why you want to do it. What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? Understanding what you really, really want to get out of this is crucial because that is what a lot of your motivation is going to be built on. And that could be for you, it could be that you need a side income. Maybe you want to put your kids through college. Maybe you want to have some extra pocket money to take your family on vacation. Maybe you want to quit your job, and maybe you do want to build an e-commerce business that will sustain your lifestyle full time. And, you know, I've got friends who have all sorts of different reasons as behind why they run Lego investing businesses. Your reason may be different than somebody else's, but it is important to think about it and understand it because everything else will be built on that. Whenever you are lacking in motivation, you can think back to your why. Why do you want to do this? Think about that extra income, what it will bring to your children. Think about that extra vacation that you'll be able to take with your family. And that is one of the things that will help to propel you forward whenever you're packing up boxes, doing shipments, and dealing with the kind of less fun areas of running an e-commerce business. Now, number 2 here is following on from that. When you know why you want to be a Lego investor, the next thing is to start to set some goals. You got to actually set what are you trying to achieve this year? And this is where you start to make it a little bit more specific. When you're thinking about your why, it can be pretty far out there. It can be thinking about 5 years from now. The reason I'm doing this is because 5 years from now, I want to quit my job. That's totally fine for when you're thinking about your why. When you're thinking about goals, you want to be able to make them a little bit more kind of realistic to, you know, a little shorter term, like this year. What are some goals that you want to hit this year? And the reason for that is because now you get to start tracking your progress toward that goal. And progress and seeing progress is super important for motivation. So if you are lacking in motivation, some of that may be because you're not seeing progress. For example, the first year as a Lego investor, you may not be making a lot of sales because we do need to sit on some inventory for a little while after it retires while the values go up. And during that time, you may not be seeing a lot of sales and a lot of money coming back into the business. And some people may be put off by that. Maybe you're lacking in motivation because you haven't started selling yet. Well, in those cases, your goal that you could set for your first year could be a sourcing goal. It could be a dollar value that you would like to invest, or you would like to source a certain amount of sets. Or your goal could be to learn a certain amount of things about, a handful of different themes. Or a goal could be to organize your inventory in a certain way. And then when you set your goal, it's something that you know you're going to be able to achieve this year, or even that's a little bit beyond what you think you'll be able to achieve, just to give you that extra push. Then when you start to make progress toward your goal, you're going to start to feel that progress. You're going to start to feel that motivation naturally kicking in, and you're going to want to continue. If, however, you have a goal that is just too far out there and it's just not achievable, your progress toward it is going to feel way too small, and it's not going to bring you much motivation. So you definitely need to have some sort of goals in mind for your Lego investing business if you want to benefit from some of that additional motivation of feeling progress toward those goals. Now, number 3 is to visualize your success. So when you know your why and when you know your goals, now you need to start being able to visualize yourself achieving those things. You need to be able to start visualizing your things, achieving your goals, and then eventually hitting your why. You got to be able to think about you in those circumstances, because that is what's going to really push you on when times are tough. So for example, if your goal is to buy a new Tesla, you should be visualizing yourself driving your Tesla. Now, I know this sounds a little bit ridiculous, and some of you have probably heard some self-help gurus out there talking about making a vision board and putting it on your wall in your office and printing out a picture of your Tesla and putting it on your vision board, and then you see it every day, and now you're going to feel like you're going to work towards your goals. Well, here's the thing. This stuff really does work. That's why you hear it so much, is that things like that do work, because every day, if you are seeing yourself in that situation, if you're seeing yourself as somebody who has a Tesla, or who takes those vacations, or whose kids are going to college debt free, or whatever it is that your why is, whatever you want to achieve, if you visualize yourself in those circumstances, it definitely does increase the chance that you will get there. And so that's why number 3 here is important, to start visualizing yourself. Imagine yourself with that extra income that you've built from your e-commerce business, from your Lego investing business on the side, whether you work a full-time job or not. And an amazing thing will happen. You will accept no less in your life. You will rush towards that goal because you know that that's what you visualize for yourself, and you will not accept any less. It will give you that extra burst of motivation. So that is number 3, is to work on visualizing yourself down the line in the future when you have achieved the things that you really want to achieve. All right, number 4 here now for motivation is to surround yourself with people who inspire you. Now, this is crucially important, folks. It is not good to be surrounded by people who doubt you, or who, don't understand you and your vision, or think it's silly, or just, they just don't think the same way that you do. It is super important to be surrounded by people who are on the same wavelength as you. Honestly, I prefer to be the dumbest person in the room that I am sitting in. If I'm out for dinner with friends, and if they are all entrepreneurs and they're all talking about investments in real estate or in cryptocurrency or chatbots or whatever it is, right? Intelligent conversation that makes me think about the world in different ways, question the world, learn new things, be inspired. These are so important for my personal growth, because then it makes me want to continue to try to be like those people. It wants me to try and elevate myself, make sure that I'm consistently learning, improving, focusing on my business so that I can rise to the level of my friends. On the other hand, whenever I spend time with people who are just happy with the status quo, they're just happy, with whatever life throws at them, and they don't really have a whole lot of drive, they don't really have a whole lot that they want to go after in life, I feel like that rubs off on me too, and it just, I default to more discussions about things that are less important, and I don't get that motivation that I get from being around people who are entrepreneurial or who are driven. So wherever possible, we should surround ourselves with people who are like that. Now, if you can also find people in your niche, which here, of course, we're talking about Lego investing. So if you can find people in the world of Lego investing who inspire you in some way, then you should want to be around them, because that is going to want to make you get to the next level, and that is motivation. It is super, super valuable stuff. And folks, just to put this in perspective, I spend thousands of dollars every year just to be around other entrepreneurs. I go to conventions. I'm going to Mexico in March. It's a $5,000 trip just to be with other business owners and entrepreneurs for a mastermind. I do this stuff all the time, and that's how much value that I personally put in being around people who think this way and want to get to the next level. It is super, super important. And number 5, along a similar vein here, is to find yourself a mentor if you possibly can. So we're talking about networking. We're talking about being around people who inspire you. But the added bonus of having a mentor is the accountability. If you have a mentor, they will help you to hold yourself accountable to your goals and to making sure that you're progressing in your Lego investing business. A mentor is someone who have been there and done that, right? They've already worked on the challenges that you may currently have in your Lego investing business, and maybe they can help you to answer those questions. They could save you a lot of time. They can be there as someone to kind of bounce ideas off of. And again, the accountability partner piece is very important as well. This is stuff that will definitely help to elevate your motivation, because you will have somebody there in your corner fighting with you and also holding you accountable. Now, number 6 here of things that will help you to stay motivated as a Lego investor is to build habits. If you've never read the book Atomic Habits, I definitely recommend checking this out. Habits is something you can build into your daily life to make you more likely to do the things that you need to do to succeed. You can do it in both your business and your personal life. If you build positive habits into your daily life, it is much more likely to put you in a mindset of success. It's much more likely to put you in a place where you will achieve the little micro successes every day that over time will add up and bring you the success in your life and in your business. So for example, in your personal life, this could be something simple like exercising every day, or getting some fresh air every day, or reading a chapter of a book every day. Positive things that are going to bring you time for reflection, time for focus, time for gratitude, positive things in your life that is really going to help you out. And then secondly, in your business, you could build small habits that are also going to help you. So maybe every day you research one Lego set, or every day you make sure that you are updating your inventory tracking spreadsheet, or you make some little habit in your business that simplifies things. So then you are always up to date on something, and it will just be another little micro success in your business every single day. Over time, will save you time. It will just keep things simple and streamlined. And if you build enough of these little habits into your business, there is no way that you will not succeed. But when it comes to motivation, it also just simplifies things, because one of the big things that really gets in the way of motivation is when something seems really daunting. So for example, if you are not on top of your taxes, or if you're not on top of your accounting or your bookkeeping, it can be really, really deterring for motivation, because it can feel so daunting. You just don't want to even approach it right now. You'd rather procrastinate. But if you had a small habit in your daily life to keep on top of your bookkeeping, you're not going to have that kind of quicksand feeling of not being able to move in your business because something is holding you down. Instead, you're going to have this habit working in your favor. That will not deter your motivation, and as a result, you're just going to have more motivation overall. So habits, super important to build in both your life and your business when it comes to staying motivated. Now, on a similar vein, number 7 is to focus on what you are good at, not what you are bad at. A lot of people are going to want to focus on the things that they are bad at, and they're going to think, I should learn more about the thing that I'm bad at so I can get better at it. Well, here's the thing. A lot of the most successful people out there in the world of business, CEOs, entrepreneurs, a lot of them say that, they achieved the success that they had by doing the things that they were good at and outsourcing the things that they were bad at. So it makes a lot more sense for you to double down on the things that you are good at. There's a handful of different reasons for this, but one of the big ones is motivation, because if you try to do things that you're not good at, it is super damaging to motivation. For example, in the world of Lego investing, if the thing that you don't want to do is bookkeeping, if the thing that you don't want to do is worry about your financials, then you should get a bookkeeper to watch over your numbers in your business. Then you will not have this thing hanging over you. You will not have this thing that's taken away from your motivation. Now, not everybody's going to be able to hire people to help them in their business, especially in the very beginning. We do need to do a little bit of everything at the start, but over time, as you grow your business, you can start to learn what are the things that you want to focus on that bring you energy, and what are the things that take away your energy that you'd rather somebody else would do in your business. Those are the things that you can outsource. For example, in our business, one of the things that we were first outsourcing as soon as we started making enough money was listing items on eBay. eBay listings took away energy from us, right? We just kind of felt like it was slow and clunky, and we wanted someone else to handle that, so we hired someone for eBay listings. You could think the same way. You could focus on something that you are good at and that you like doing while outsourcing the things that you are not so good at. Now, again, I do fully understand that this is not going to apply to everybody right away, and sometimes we do need to just suck it up and do little bits of everything. But as soon as you get those chances to focus on what you are good at and what gives you energy and doesn't take away your energy, I definitely recommend you should do that because it's very important for motivation. All right, number 8 here is to get organized. There is something so sweet about the motivation you get from having a clean workspace, from having a systematized approach to everything that you do in your business. Now, this applies to things like listing. When you are listing on eBay, you're going to want to have a space set up for taking photographs. You're going to want to have a space set up for listing your items. You don't want to have to go and set everything up every time that you're doing it, right? You're going to want to be able to streamline and systematize everything in your business. And this applies to listing items, but it also applies to things like your storage systems. Make sure that you have a really organized way of storing things. If you don't have all the right boxes to ship your items out, it will be very demotivating to you, because now you know if you make a sale, you're going to have to worry about creating a Franken box to ship that set out because you don't have the right shipping boxes in your space of work. And that honestly takes away a lot of the excitement of making a sale. When you make sales, it should be a positive thing. We should be excited about that. And you don't want to be in a world where you just have no motivation about the things in your business because everything seems to take way too much work. If you make a sale, it's a lot of work to prep and ship it. Instead, you should get organized. You should get the supplies you need. You should set up your space in the way that you need it so that everything runs smoothly in your business like clockwork, and you can just feel the happiness and motivation that comes from having a successful Lego investing business. So super important to streamline and simplify, and do not overcomplicate things that don't need to be complicated. There's a lot of things that a business owner may think that they need to overcomplicate, and honestly, e-commerce and investing in Lego, it doesn't need to be too complicated. So don't try to make it complicated, and you will have more motivation as a result. And lastly, moving into the last tip here for motivation. This one is so important. Please don't snooze on this last one here. It is to reward yourself. Make sure that you are rewarding yourself in your business. I made big mistakes on this one, folks. For too long, I did not reward myself at all in my business. I wanted to reinvest every single dollar that I made. I'm a big fan of reinvesting because then you get the power of compounding. You get the power of growth over time. That is honestly how we were able to build our e-commerce business to make $500,000 in sales last year. But here is the thing, we were really bad at rewarding ourselves, and as a result, sometimes motivation was harder to come by. If you don't feel like you are earning anything from your business, if you don't feel like your business is paying you anything or contributing anything to your life, it is harder to work on your business because now you just feel like you are working for your business as opposed to your business working for you. You got to remember, your business is an asset in your life, and it's supposed to be something positive in your life. And you don't want to get to a world where you feel like you're just putting in all the work and you're not getting anything back from it. So very important from a very early stage in your business to take some sort of reward. That could be once a year, a reward every holiday season for you and for your wife or for your family. You could, depending on where you are in your business, you could do something small like a steak dinner, or you could take a vacation. It just depends on where you are. I also do recommend taking this a step further and actually starting to take some profits out of your business as opposed to reinvesting every single dollar. There is a book called Profit First that you could consider reading, and what that talks about basically is taking a small percentage of every sale as profit so that you don't get into this kind of never-ending cycle of just reinvesting everything. It is easy in Lego investing to just think, if I keep reinvesting this for 4 or 5 years, I'm going to have a very, very big business. It is true, right? It is true. Reinvesting in Lego investing is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. But at the same time, you do need to stay motivated, and one of the ways to stay motivated is make sure that you are taking some reward, even if you don't need it, even if you have a full-time job that pays all the bills. It is important to just take a reward for you and for the people who give you support in your life. And I'm certain that that will bring you more motivation in your business, which as a result will make you want to work more on your business, which as a result will make you grow faster. So those are 9 major tips for staying motivated as a Lego investor, folks. These are things that a lot of them I've had to learn the hard way over the last 5 or 6 6 years, just kind of dealing with challenges, learning how to rise above things and stay motivated and kind of work through the busy periods and different things. So I know that it's not going to be something you can just decide to be motivated right away. You got to work on it. You got to build it up. But these are 9 areas that I definitely think will help you to do that. And if you can implement this stuff in your business, then motivation should not be a big deal for you. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. If you want to learn more about Lego investing, I've got some really cool stuff on the way this year. So you definitely want to make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Shane from brickbucks.net, and I will see you in the next one.